Hello everybody and welcome back to artofdino.com and saveearth.us, and I've got a mind boggler today. At least for me, it was recently when a lot of my thoughts, everyone's on their own individual path of thought, and it's always great when your path clashes with a few other like-minded people's that help kind of bring your idea out, the idea you've been thinking about for a long time, and you have other people realize that you're not alone in thinking this. And this is my experience with the soul trap idea that I've been hearing about. Howdy Mikowski and Eric Dubay with his spiritual Stockholm Syndrome book and audio DVD, and wow, I absolutely love this concept. It is one that has kind of been heading towards a realization for me ever since I was really young. And I've always felt kind of something like this, that pretty much they've got everything, everyone around me's got everything wrong, and it needs to be rediscovered, rethought, and everything. So take a look at this. This is kind of sums up my feelings. Again, the show KIFF.
To be too very.
Security! These guys nail it, and that's how I've always felt. Whenever people are like talking about something and really feeling spirituality in a way where it seems wrong and it seems off, I've always worshipped something or had like an over obsessive obsession with, I guess, something or something that I deem totally wrong. Maybe they're right, but like that in that scene, that's kind of what I felt like for a long time, and I think a lot of you do too. You see all these people around you looking at something incredibly seriously, and you're just like, ugh, what? Like people that look back at 2020 and are like, oh my God, I can't believe we survived the apocalypse, and you're just like, wow, ugh. But so again, this is another amazing idea, and I've always kind of, I understand, and if you're not familiar with this, definitely check out those things I mentioned, Howdy Mikowski and Eric Dubay. But again, this links up with everything I've thought. Enjoy these arts as well. This will help kind of come with the thought process. But the idea basically that, we've always been taught, I guess, the Christians and whatnot, I don't know, I don't really consider myself anything but an artist, but you always, in every multiple religion, you hear about reincarnation, you hear about judgment, you hear about all this stuff, and then the kingdom of heaven, which I believe is inside us, and we're capable of it internally, and a lot of different thoughts, I truly believe. But I've always kind of thought differently than what other people think, and this concept just hit me the other day, like boom, kind of like the flat earth did, when your whole life is just like kind of, you always question something, you always think and dance around thoughts, and you're thinking about something and stretching it in your mind for hours and years and decades, and then you kind of get a realization, you're like, wow. And that's what I kind of felt with this one, like why go towards why would the powers that be, who tell us nothing truthfully, why would they tell us the truth again about this? It's the same as with the flat earth. Why would they tell us the truth about it? When they lied to us about everything, you think they're going to really tell us the truth about the spiritual things that truly empower our mind, body, and soul? Absolutely not. They're going to steer us in every single direction except the right one. And they always talk about judgment and, basically getting scolded and yelled at in the next realm. And I've always been like, I don't agree with that. That seems, I don't think we are capable in this realm of comprehending what comes next. I don't think it's possible to comprehend it. I think maybe if you take DMT and a lot of hallucinogens, you can get kind of a glimpse, but it's nothing compared to the next truth about the ultimate reality that comes next. But there's prep, and I do believe there's a lot of ways to train, like these guys say as well, with lucid dreaming, with even psychedelics, and with even emergent, even one of the other ways is having a near-death experience, and it's terrible. But so many people, millions, billions of people around the world are convinced that they can just read a book, they can just watch a YouTube video, they can just go to church, they can just do X, and then they'll have the knowledge just by figuring it out or just by reading about it and studying it or something. But that's not it. Like, that is easy to do. It's easy to pick up a book. It's easy to be taught by a teacher. It's easy to sit back and listen to a YouTube video. But what's not easy is what comes next. And if you really think that in judgment, in that moment of judgment beyond, that you can just stand up to all these powers and be like, when you've been just watching TV and reading books your whole life, that I think you've got another thing coming. And because it's always more impactful and immaculate and everything and intense than we could ever imagine. And it seems like one of the only ways to kind of get close or train, besides the lucid dreaming, which is a beautiful way and very pleasant. Wild lettuce tea, I recommend for anyone trying that. But also the hallucinogen experience. That is not easy. You don't just eat mushrooms and then experience a thing. You go through almost a physical death, a mental death, an ego loss, an ego crushing thing. I had one once where I was almost paralyzed. I thought I was going to be paralyzed. I never thought I was going to walk again. And that was so intense. But the realization I had was that I needed a chiropractor. My entire skeleton was out of alignment. And I realized that in that moment. And then the next day I went to a chiropractor, and my back's been perfect for 15 years because of one realization in this realm. And again, it was not easy. It was painful. It was intense. It felt like an entire wave crashed down on my life when that happened, but it was for the better. And that, I think, is, that's what I would picture the next realm somewhat being like a glimpse of, a tiny taste of that. Like, when I still have not taken any of those Dimitris too far. A lot of people I know have crossed a certain barrier that I have not, because I don't really want to. But just even doing that, that's like going on a roller coaster, except way more intense. You have to basically kind of give up. You have to accept the fact that you might not come back, or that you might not ever be the same again. And you have to take that risk, which is a challenging, a daring, and a bold thing to do. And with mushies, as they become more and more healthy and people find more research on them, it's going to be amazing when a lot of people are taking these somewhat frequently and having better realizations, slowing down their lives as a result, and again, training for the world beyond. Because if you can do this, like when we get into that realm, we're going to be scared. The sensory overload is going to be magnificent. It's going to be just a bombardment, according to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and those things I think have a lot of truth in them. God knows if they've been manipulated a ton since then, but they give an idea of what the epicness of what we might face in that next realm, and it seems not for the faint of heart. And you think about the people that they do now, like in this realm, it's a spiritual training ground, and so many people around us are getting crushed. They're losing big time. They're watching sports. They're eating disgusting meat that's not even real meat. They've just looked at the labels for the first time in their lives because a Campbell's guy said something wrong. It's like, geez, there's a lot of learning left to do. Or they're watching horrible TV all day. They're not doing things creative. Again, I think creativity is another path that leads towards this, because the next realm is going to be creative. We are creative beings. It gets rid of depression. It charges the immune system. It charges the mind, body, and soul. And it is definitely since it's so predominant of a power here, you can assume that it's going to be one in the next realm as well. And I don't claim to know anything, about the next realm. I just theorize, but there's certain feels and certain things that just seem right. And this is another one. Why would we go there? Why would we go to a next realm? Our soul is freed again, however many times, but it's freed, and we all of a sudden are like, let's have someone just tell us what we did wrong. It's almost like why Kamala lost. Personally, for me, I would never vote for someone, because when she talked down to people, it was the most disgusting sight and hear and experience you could ever see. It just made me want to vomit when people that think they know everything talk down to you. And again, that's what I would envision a judgment thing being like, how do you know what even if you're a god, how do you know what my life was like? How do you know what my intentions were? It's not just like a thing you can show a highlight reel and get it. And I get the power of going back in time, and I get maybe that it could be an extremely intense thing, because they are gods are of a different realm of being, but still, we are too, and we are all, and if we're all part of that one, then why would it ever do that? Why, and near-death experiences show stuff like that. They show a lot more, and they say you come back, you have a purpose, get back there, do that, and people go back. Or there's so many different other things, comas, God knows what people experience there, everything. There's so many different ramifications of this. So again, I'm not just now getting into it, but I'd love to unravel this a lot more with art and thought, and I'm going to in the coming months and years. So this is a beautiful concept. I just wanted to share it all with you all, some of my initial thoughts on what this thing is, because again, it's a new realm of thought, expanded, blown apart, because it gets rid of all those restrictions that they put on things. And there can be no restrictions in creativity, and there can be no restrictions in the next realm. And is this a place where is this just a test? Is this so much more? Is it all natural? Is it all organic? Is it just, I also do think you just keep going beyond the realms. I don't think this is just some imaginary, illusory simulation. I think it's a whole masterfully engineered construct that, again, goes so much farther than we think. And as a result of that, we are only in a tiny spot with a tiny amount of realizations. The people in any other part of the realm could be light years beyond this concept and every other concept. They might have a way where they can talk to these people in other realms, or see them, or experience them with a different chemical, a different fungus. Who knows? There's so many possibilities in all directions. But again, it always feels right in this realm to not follow authority, to not be told what to do, especially if you're of free mind. There's a lot of people that have just been broken down. They're told what to do. They love being told what to do because they've been institutionalized since preschool at like 6 weeks of their birth. Some parents toss their kids in preschool at 6 weeks. It's insane. And people that have no chance. And they do if they can break free later. But we're in this realm. We're taught that is normal to do those things, to be controlled, to follow the order, to blah blah blah, to stay in line, to do all these things. And that cannot be the case, because it just doesn't feel right to anyone with a free mind. It feels right to those who do not have free minds. Those who are already captive and doing the wrong things. But to us with free minds, we cannot be capped down. And that is also my band name, Irrepress, unable to be controlled. And it's spelled wrong too, because why? Why not? But that is a thing. That is a model theme, and I love it. I am going to explore this concept so much into the future, and hopefully I can come and devise and come up with some stuff, some new concepts, and help the overall collective consciousness explore this path of thought, because I really think it's truly beautiful. It's great for the artist, the creative. It's great for the free people who don't feel attached to any particular religion, and the people who don't feel even attached to anything, the science, the geography, the history. We feel detached from all of that, because we know there's so much lies, and we know that given the control that these people have over us, they would do everything in their power to stop us from attaining nirvana, for attaining our true future, and they would just keep us here, do everything they can to keep us here so we can do their bidding for them and do their work for them here, instead of truly doing what we want our work to be, our personal creative mastery, which is in the destiny beyond this place and beyond that place that they have next even. So who knows? I think there's been some hints in different ancient cultures throughout time, and I have a feeling we will find more and more as time goes on. So bless you all. I hope you all enjoyed this. Check out Howdy McCoskey's video and Eric Dubé's as well. Great concepts. Again, awesome. And check out artofdino.com and saveearth.us. Art is going to be influenced by this concept, so stay tuned. Bless you all.